It's time to prepare for the dramatic season-long race for the FedEx Cup, brought to you by 2K Sports and the PGA Tour. This will be a historic day for one player. It's the final round of the prestigious Players Championship. I'm Andrew Catalan alongside Rich Beam and Luke Elvey, and we've got Henny Koyak and John McCarthy following the action on the course. Rich, there's a lot of money on the line this week. It's the Players Championship at TPC Sawgrass. Take me through this course.
Yeah, and none of the players will actually admit that they're going to be a little nervous about that money, but I promise they are. It's just a different golf course. There's no shot that really fits your eye. You have a tee box pointing one direction, a landing area that's a different direction, and a green that sits even more cattywampus than that. It's a golf course you have to have a lot of imagination at and not be afraid to hit the big bender and pull off some of the funkier shots, because you're going to be presented with them quite a few times around here. It's a goofy golf course that linear golfers such as PGA Tour players don't necessarily like.
Looking to get up and down from here. Needs this putt to save par. Oh, I thought that was going down. All right, let's walk away with a bogey here. Let's take a look at the par 5 second.
Driver not necessarily required here, because you have to shape your tee shot from right to left, and if you're a right-handed golfer, that's not the easiest thing to do. So lefties have a better opportunity, I think, of finding this fairway than most with driver. From there, a second shot over a long bunker to a green that's very narrow, dotted by pot bunkers. Truly is one of the coolest par 5s on this layout.
Time now for the 4th shot. Oh, that looked good. A tap in for bogey. After that hole, she is sliding down the standings. Teeing off here on the 3rd.
Such a cool little par 3. Love this green. There's a low section in the front and a high section in the back, and anytime they put the pin all the way in the back section of this green, well, I tell you what, good luck on you. If you miss this green long and or left, that bunker sits some 5 feet below the surface of the green.
And that putt drops, and we move on to the next. She is making a move on the leaderboard. And we're on the tee of the par 4 4th hole.
Just a small little twisty par 4. Just going to take out a fairway wood, find the fairway, and from there you're going to have a small second shot, probably a wedge. 3 distinct sections to this green: the front, the right, and the back left, and all of them have their difficulties when hitting your approach shot into them. However, in my mind's eye, if you find the fairway, you should have a decent look for birdie.
What a beautiful leave right there. 7 feet to the cup. She's got her sights set on her first birdie of the day. Well, after an approach shot like that, Rich, that feels like a wasted opportunity. Our leader has a 2-shot advantage on the field.
All right, Rich, the par 4 5th. A strong hole, this one, isn't it?
Par 4, 471 yards from the back. Drive it out to the left-hand side to give yourself the best angle for your second shot into this long, thin green.
Nicely done. Not bad. This putt coming up is for birdie.
This to move into a tie with Rose Zhang.
Currently at +1 for the tournament.
Moving up the leaderboard. I like it.
As we move to the 6th hole, it's a par 4.
Par 4, 393 yards from the back. Most players taking out a long iron or hybrid just for placement in the fairway. This green is surrounded by tall palm trees. Don't get caught out by one.
And from the greenside rough here. How close was that to going down? 14-footer. And he's down there. You got to read.
Okay, this one starts out pretty straight, but it will go left at the end.
And this one is for bogey. And that will drop her to 2 over for the tournament.
Teeing off here on the 7th.
Par 4, 451 yards. All sorts of danger down the left-hand side. Hit your tee shot out to the right. Second shot, find the green, 2-putt, and sprint to the tee on the 8th.
Almost jarred it. 12 feet remain. There's a birdie, and that's just what the doctor ordered after bogey on the previous hole. And with that, she's at 1 over for the event. Over to number 8, it's a par 3.
Par 3, 237 yards in length. A brute, to say the least. It is a tough hole surrounded by bunkers. If you can make 3 here, you're a happy person.
Okay, this putt for par, trying to get out of here without any damage. As we head to the next hole, our leader has a 2-shot advantage. Now to the par 5, 9th hole. That's going to work nicely for her. Oh, I can hear the golf claps around the course. Wow, I thought that was going in. Still some work to do here.
All she's got is this, and if she holds it, she can pull ahead of Rose.
That looked good for a while. 3 feet to the cup.
This one is for par.
That putt goes in. Time to make a move. She is moving up the leaderboard, trying to build some momentum. We start the back 9 here at the 10th hole. This will play nicely. Looking at my yardage book, it looks like about 140 yards remain. There was a game plan there, and that approach was executed nicely. All right, John, which way is this putt going to go?
It looks like this one will turn a bit to the left.
This putt is for par. Wow, you hit an approach shot like that and still come away with a par. That is a bummer. Quick look at the leaderboard, and it's a 2-shot advantage for our leader.
There's some birdie holes out on this course, and the 11th is certainly one of those, but there are some troublesome spots if you get out of play.
There definitely is trouble, but the thing I love about this hole the most, Luke, is that there's so many different ways to play it. Most players will take driver off the tee, but from there, now it's anybody's ball game. You don't have to go for the green on the second shot. You can lay it up over the left. You can lay it up over to the right. You can lay it up long left. There's so many different ways of attacking this hole. Each individual is going to do it differently. I love the second shot on this hole.
Oh my, are we going to see this go down?
Let's return to live play now. This one is a fair distance here. Just a 4-footer remaining. Don't want to miss it. Could be costly. Sitting at 1 over for the event.
Always like to see your name moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
Well, the tee shot is all that matters on the short par 4 12th. Most players can reach the green. It's just the decision whether the player goes for it or not.
They can, but they better be aware that there's a lot of danger up there. Water left obviously is no good, but even bailing out to the right in those dunes, in the mounds, and little pot bunkers on top of those mounds, well, forget about it. That's not a good space either, especially since the green does run pretty hard from right to left. If you want to take this hole on with driver and expecting to make 3, well, you need to realize that a 5 and a 6 could be easily made as well.
Currently at +1 for the tournament. Well, as you start to head for home here at TPC Sawgrass, you're blessed with this wonderful par 3 13th.
So many different levels to this green on the par 3, playing 181 yards from the back. You can get it close. You can even make a hole in 1, but watch out if you hit in the wrong spot on the green. It'll be difficult to 2-putt from there.
This hole is a par 4.
If you hit it down the left-hand side, the golf ball will chase a long way, but you'll be blocked out by some trees. You hit it out to the right, you're going to be on top of a mound, but you'll have a really good idea of what's in front of you. This hole historically plays as one of the toughest ones on the back 9, and it's all because of where that green sits. It sits from right to left with a decent amount of movement in it. It is not straightforward at all. This hole causes players all kinds of problems.
And this now to move inside the top 20. So close. Par putt coming up here. That's a disappointing par in the end after such a terrific shot in. Now 8 shots back after that hole.
Let's check out the 15th. It's a par 4.
One of the more simple tee shots on the golf course, par 4, 470 yards. Just a little fade required off the tee to the fairway. The green sits up above the fairway a little bit, surrounded by a couple of bunkers, but I gotta say, I like this hole. It's straightforward, it's simple, before you head into the final 3.
Another birdie on the scorecard. That's number 5. Our leader has a 2-shot advantage on the field. Now to the 16th hole, a par 5.
Fun-filled adventure waits. Find the fairway, and let's see how brave you are. Do you want to take on the second shot and try and knock it on the green? Of course you do, but watch out. Lots of water awaiting a wayward second.
And it drops for eagle. And now a push into the top 10 on the leaderboard. Let's go over to 17, the par 3.
When you play here in a practice round, it looks like you could just throw it on there. But when you're in a tournament round, it doesn't even look like it exists. The hole changes so much when the tournament starts. That's what I love about it. You just add 35,000 people who are having some fun and ready to heckle you if you knock it in the water. Good luck. Enjoy.
A 3-footer coming up. That putt drops, and that's now 6 birdies on the day. Here's a look at the leaderboard. Our featured player is in a tie for 6th.
And after that good play, moving up the leaderboard.
This one appears to be fairway bound. Second shot here at 18. Going with pitching wedge here. This putt to move into a tie for 4th.
On a nice line.
A birdie on 18 to close out the round. That was really fun to watch this week, and our featured player backed up the talk, able to take down Rose Zhang. Henny.
Andrew, I was so nervous for this player coming into today. But like you said, they backed it up. The level of golf on display was truly spectacular.
It's been a great day. We thank you for joining us. For Rich Beam, Luke Elvey, and our entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Andrew Catalan. We'll see you soon.
.2K Sports and the PGA Tour proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Well, it's time to find out who wins this event. Let's head out for the final round. Hello everyone, I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and we've got Henny Koyak and John McCarthy out on the course. And Rich, I'm excited about this day ahead. There's a rivalry brewing between our featured player and another one out on the course. But first, take us through the course.
Copperhead, does that sound like a friendly kind of snake to you? Something that you want to go up and pet and kind of hang out with and pal around and show your friend? Yeah, no, neither would I, yeah. That's what you get when you go to the Copperhead golf course. I mean, it swirls back and forth, it winds in and out, and it's probably, I think, one of the hardest driving golf courses we have on the PGA Tour. The guys who drive it straight, they love it. You know, obviously iron game and all that's important, but I think it comes down to if you drive it well, you're going to have more opportunities to find these smallish type greens. But again, there's nothing really super friendly or fun about a golf course named after a lethal snake that lives in the water. Yeah, no thanks.
What does she have in front of her here, Henny?
This is a 225-yard shot.
Oh, I love this type of courage, Rich. Going forward in two.
Always like the aggressive play, going forward in two and get rewarded for it.
This one's come off the blade pretty nicely. This has got some intent. Head to your home. Oh, my.
I could watch this one all day. Who would have thought that would go in?
And with that hole, this player is currently tied for first with Brooke Henderson. Water is a feature here at the Copperhead Course of Innisbrook Resort, Rich, and it comes into play at the second.
Downhill tee shot. You want to keep your tee shot out to the right as best you can to take out the trees that hug the left-hand side. Green sits well above the player's second shot. They won't see how close they hit it from the fairway.
11 feet left to the hole.
Little birdie look in here.
Oh, what a putt. And with that, she's now the sole leader in the event. Rich, it's a challenge, to say the very least, the third hole.
Yes, most players aren't going to take out driver as they just want to lay it back of the water that creeps out on the right-hand side. From there, it shortens up the second shot, believe it or not, to a green that pitches from right to left fairly severely. Your misses can't be out to the right with your second shot. That is a no-no.
And time to check in with Matt Fitzpatrick from England, standing over this next shot. Ooh, that almost went down. This one's for birdie.
Can get caught out here. It's a short putt, but it's moving to the right fast.
And just taking a look at the standings, and our featured player leads the tournament with Canada's Brooke Henderson in second. The fourth hole, the first of the par threes on the property, and you've got to be dialed in on your number.
This is a challenging par three, no doubt about it, Luke. This green pitches from right to left and from front to back, making it almost impossible to get it super close unless you have a perfect number into this par three.
And a bit of frustration popping in there as the par putt just missed the hole. And that was a bogey by our leader, so the rest of the field feeling a little opportunity here to close the gap. And still in top spot after that hole. Keep it going. Stretching out over 600 yards means the par 5 fifth is no snack.
It is. Luke, I rarely say that par fives on the PGA Tour are challenging, but this is definitely one of them. It's an uphill tee shot and a second shot that is downhill, moving from right to left, that's completely blind for these players. There is a tree about 100 yards out, which is going to be something they aim at when they lay up. Third shot, though, is very basic, down the hill to a fairly flat green surrounded by some bunkers. More than likely, most players are going to have to lay it up on this par 5.
Penny, what's she looking at here with this putt?
This is a 12-footer here. This really looks good.
Gee, talking about bursting out of the gates.
That hole looks double the size for this player this week.
And as we head to the next, she has a 2-shot advantage over the field. The tee shot also critical here at the par 4 6th at 455 yards.
This is probably the hardest fairway to hit on the PGA Tour, Luke. This fairway cambers from right to left at a pretty good clip. And unless you work your tee shot from left to right, a high, soft shot, you're not going to find the fairway. This is almost impossible. The second shot will be from an awkward stance where the ball is above you or below you to a green that's perched a little bit above the players. Thankfully, though, it's a very flat green.
John, have you got a read on this one? What's it going to do?
If this does anything, I think it'll move a little bit to the left.
Ooh, a couple of birdies on the bounce. Look who's on a roll. And she moves to 5 under. And there's no movement on the leaderboard after that hole. Standing on the 7th tee, players get to breathe a sigh of relief having the 6th behind them.
You know, Luke, this is sneaky hard, to be fair. You don't need driver, and so you might get lulled to sleep a little bit by taking 3-wood out just for position. Any misses to the right or the left, and you'll be blocked out by some pretty gnarly trees. The green tilts from right to left ever so slightly, and watch out for those deep bunkers fronting this green. They'll grab your golf ball in a hurry.
Or is that the number? And back to the course with the live action. 15 feet to the cup. Now that's a mistake. How do you leave that short? Just a simple tap in for par on this one. And that puts her in first place. Well, if you haven't felt snake bitten already, the 8th at 230 yards, Rich, will certainly get you.
Everybody loves a 230-yard par 3, don't we, Luke? They're just wonderful, wonderful designs, and I'm laughing because this is nearly impossible. This green is just a sliver up there. A high shot moving a little bit from left to right is an absolute must on this par 3.
Lining this one out from fairways.
Solid little par putt here.
$14 feet to the cup.
This for a bogey.
That putt seemed to lack a little bit of feel. Well, an untimely double by our leader, and the rest of the field's eyes have lit up. A chance to bounce back here. And a quick glimpse at the leaderboard now, and this player holds the lead, with Brooke Henderson trailing in 2nd place.
Absolutely tattooed that drive.
Well, Rich, being half a Canadian these days, I certainly take a shining to Brooke Henderson because she really is a national hero. Arguably the best golfer in Canada, not just female. Of course, we know she's the best woman in Canada, but the way she plays the game, it really endears her to a lot of people, doesn't it?
Well, it does. I'm still trying to figure out which half you're Canadian in because I'm really not buying that.
Back half.
I'm really not buying that statement there, Luke. I mean, just look at you know, the first thing I notice is how good she swings it. I mean, you just don't see many professionals in the game swing it that good, regardless whether it's men or women. She has got a world-class swing, and that stands out more than anything for me. And she's just out there, and she's having fun, but she wants it all. She wants to win every single week out there. And the competitive fire that burns inside her, it shows. I mean, she really wants to win every single week. You know, it's not happening, obviously, but I'd say what, she's a phenomenal player. And she's just going to win as many times as she wants to, it seems like. Not how many they're going to give her, but she's a real deal.
Nicely done. 3 wins already this season. And here we are with the 3rd shot. Currently in the lead by a shot. That's a shame. Had a chance to hit the green, but couldn't quite get there. Ouch, that hurts. If she makes this, it'll be a good par. And maintaining top spot on the leaderboard after that. Well, a birdie's also in your heart, standing on the 12th tee. A short par 4, Rich. Decisions to be made?
Just a long iron or a hybrid for this tee shot here, Luke. Second shot, you're coming in with some kind of short iron to a green that's protected by a deep bunker in the front.
That one's right out of the top drawer.
Sitting at -4. Wow, what happened there?
This would be a momentum saver here, getting this up and down.
Here's Matt Fitzpatrick setting up his next shot. Currently 4 shots off the pace. Can she make her par on this one? Never up, never in, as they say, Rich. She's currently in a share of first place. Lucky 13 for some. This par 3 plays 200 yards.
Luke, this tee shot is about as hard as 8th grade algebra. It is absolutely mind-bending. It doesn't look like much, but that green absolutely I think the green is made out of Gore-Tex. It repels golf balls.
Just one off the lead after that hole. The second of the back 9 par 5s, Rich, 14. There's plenty to it.
Only the biggest hitters in the game can reach this one in 2, so any tee shot just out to the right is ideal. That way it leaves an easier shot out to the left for your layup. The third shot will be going downhill to a green that tilts from back to front, guarded by a deep bunker over on the left-hand side. You find the fairway with your second shot, you've got a really good chance to hit your third in there close.
Big chance here. If she can get this up and down, she'll join the lead.
Nothing like a little pressure to make it interesting, is it?
This putt for top spot on the leaderboard, or at least a share of it.
And a big moment for this player with just 4 holes left.
Gee, that's good playing. 6 birdies in a round. And that will take her to 4 under. The long par 3 continues to be a feature here at the Copperhead Course, and 15's no different.
It is. Thankfully, though, this is the flattest green, or one of the flattest greens on the golf course here. It's basically just a long iron down the hill to this flat green, but don't miss it left. That is no good.
From the sand, looking to get up and down. This looks pretty. Oh, what a touch of class. Holds it from the sand. Let's get back to it, shall we? Big putt for par coming up. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
This has got loads of movement right to left, this one.
You don't need to be a scientist to know that 100% of putts not hit hard enough will not go in the hole. And the putt drops, now at 3 under, heading down the stretch.
Oh, it's time to dig in and give it your all coming down the final few.
The 16th hole, right in the middle of the snake pit here at the Copperhead Course. Par 4 measuring over 450 yards.
There's some trees over on the right-hand side that you want to take it just left of to find the center of the fairway. From there, you're going to go in with a mid-iron to a really small green. A high, soft shot is required to hold this green.
And mark it down. That's birdie number 7 on the scorecard. And she moves to 4 under. This 17th hole is a par 3.
The final challenging par 3 on this golf course. Good news is, though, is the green funnels in from both the right and left edges. Most shots are going to end up right in the center of this green.
And here we have the Englishman, Matt Fitzpatrick. What's he got in front of him here? 5 shots off the lead. And back to the play, shall we? A chance for a birdie if this goes down. Never quite hit that.
A little too cautious on that effort there, Luke.
In she goes. Let's head to the next. Okay, holding steady on the leaderboard after that hole. We've made our way to the final tee here of Innisbrook's Copperhead Course, and Rich, no real reprieve.
Not at all. Tee shots have to favor the right-hand side, staying short of those bunkers down the right.
The bunkers on the left will see a lot of action, and good luck getting it on the green from there. This green is probably one of the nastiest on the golf course, as it's got a severe tilt from back to front and left to right as well. This is truly one of the best par 4 finishing holes on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, that was really nicely judged from there.
She'll take it. Big breaking putt, not easy to read. This is going to be an easy par, though.
And now this. Well, this player will now wait nervously in the clubhouse for the rest of the field to finish. Currently tied for first.
Yeah, still lots of players out there, Luke, that could change the outcome of this tournament. We're just going to have to wait and see.
Rich, they came out like they were fired out of a rocket, but in the end, they came up short. What a shame.
When you get off to a hot start like that, usually there's only one place to go, Luke, and that's down. And unfortunately, that's what happened to this player. It's a shame.
On behalf of Rich Beam, Henny Kuyak, John McCarthy, I'm Luke Elvey saying so long from 2K Sports.